Are you a celiac? Knowing how to read labels is an act of responsibility towards our own well-being and that of the people for whom we buy these foods. Have you ever had difficulty interpreting information reported on food packaging or felt unsure about its accuracy? Let's discover together the essential information you need to know. 1. Reference regulation. Food labels are regulated by Regulation (EU) No. 1169/2011, which protects consumers' health and ensures the free circulation of food products within Europe. 2. Food safety regulations. Food safety is based on the following EU regulations: No. 178/2002, No. 852/2004, No. 382/2021. 3. The label is an ID card. Every food has its own identity. The label describes its composition, main ingredients, and main characteristics. 4. The mandatory allergens. There are 14 allergens that must always be declared on the label, visibly highlighted, in bold, in capital letters, underlined, or in a different color. 5. Gluten-containing cereals, yes and no. Wheat, rye, barley, oats, spelt, Karasan wheat contain gluten. However, derived ingredients such as glucose syrups or ethyl alcohol are not considered allergens. 6. The order of the ingredients. The ingredients are listed in descending order of quantity, where the first is present in the greatest amount, while the last is present in the smallest amount. 7. Legibility and accessibility. The information on the label must be clear, clearly legible and not misleading, easy to read and not deceptive. Readability and transparency are key. 8. Food additives. Additives serve important technological functions such as preservation, texture, or microbiological safety. 9. How additives are indicated. They are indicated by their specific name or by a code, for example E123. If they contain allergens, this must always be stated. 10. What does the wording "may contain" mean? This statement is optional and refers to the company's self-monitoring plan and not necessarily to the actual presence of the allergen. Food safety is a mandatory requirement. 11. Nutrition label. We recommend paying attention to nutrition labels, favoring foods with a balanced nutrient intake. 12. Is gluten-free really mandatory? No, it is a voluntary indication. A product can be suitable for people with celiac disease even without stating it, as long as it complies with the regulations. 13. Maximum threshold for gluten. If a product is labeled gluten-free, its gluten content must be below 20 ppm, parts per million. 14. How should we approach choosing oats? For all food products containing oats, the wording gluten-free is mandatory if the product is intended for people with celiac disease. 15. Commercial recognizability. The wording gluten-free helps consumers quickly identify suitable products, but it does not replace reading the label. 16. And people with food allergies? Those who are allergic to other foods such as celery or cashews must read the label to find any potential allergens, even in the absence of specific statements, because they are not regulated like gluten-free. 17. Over-the-counter products. For loose or over-the-counter products, it is mandatory to consult the allergen book, available at the point of sale or food service. 18. Safety and food recalls. There are fast and effective European recall plans. In the last 10 years, gluten contamination has accounted for only 3% of total recalls. 19. No product is exempt from controls. Even a product labeled gluten-free can be recalled. Food safety is ensured through rules, controls, and continuing education. 20. Can we trust the label? Yes. European regulations are strict and set very cautious thresholds to protect consumer health. 21. The label as a tool of protection. It is not just a legal obligation. It is a tool of transparency, trust, and consumer protection. 22. How to read a label in 20 seconds. For people with celiac disease, it's enough to look for the highlighted allergens. It's much quicker than looking for phrases like gluten-free. 23. Brands and marketing. Many pieces of information are strategic for selling, but what really matters is the list of ingredients and allergens. 24. Reading the label is essential. For those who suffer from allergies or celiac disease, correctly reading a label is the only way to know whether a food is safe. In summary: 1. It is not possible to place unsafe foods on the market. 2. Any allergens present must always be indicated. 3. There are no exhaustive or exclusive lists of foods that a person with celiac disease can consume. 4. food safety and labeling are ensured by clear and binding regulations. 5. Any food that does not list gluten-containing allergens among its ingredients, such as wheat, rye, barley, oats, spelt, etc., can be considered suitable for the diet of a person with celiac disease, regardless of the absence of the gluten-free claim? Yes. Not fake facts. Asoceliaceae informs, protects, supports.